Hello, everyone.
Good evening.
Welcome to Piccadilly Stampin. I'm Pamela Pick.
I'm Bill.
And we are coming live from Palmyra, Missouri.
From Palmyra.
So let me see if I am on here.
It says you're live.
Okay, well, let me find it on the computer. Come on in, say hello.
Hi, Nick.
Let us know where you're from.
Hi, Gene Shoot.
We like to see where everyone is from, how far and wide we spread. What's the farthest been so far?
Australia.
Australia, yeah. That's pretty far. New Zealand. Yeah, that's tomorrow already over there. Hi, Jackie. Hi, Jean. Hi, Nick. So, we've got a wonderful set of cards to show you tonight using a suite. Hi, Kristen. I hope you and Mom are doing good today. Thanks for sharing, Jean. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Cindy. So before we get going, let me just tell you a little story about the two of us. Now, you guys know that we joke around with each other quite a bit. And as far as a marriage goes, I think we're as best friends as they come. And what was it? Was it Monday?
Monday night.
Monday night or Sunday night?
Monday night.
Okay, Monday night, we had the tornado sirens go off here. But let me give you just a little, we are okay. Everything's fine in this area, luckily. And please say a prayer for those who have been affected by it. But the power had kind of been flickering and going on and off. And Bill and I go to bed pretty early. Like, we're usually in bed sometimes around 8 or 9 o'clock. We may not be asleep, but we're in bed. And Bill has to get up very early for his job. So we were in bed and he was pretty tired, still working on the man cave. And as that is getting done, it takes a lot out of us. We're realizing our age now. I keep trying to tell him we need to hire out the rest of it. But anyway, we're getting close. And so he was tired and he fell asleep quite early. I think it was 8:30 or 9, something like that. Well, I was still watching TV in bed and kind of thumbing through my phone on Facebook now and then and answering a few things. And the TV went off. And like all the power went out. We lost power. So I didn't realize that he was quite as asleep as he already was. And I said, Bill, we lost power again. And he just kind of moaned at me. And then I thought, well, I've got my phone. So I picked up my phone and I went to WGEM, which is a local news source here. And I looked at the weather station and it said Marion County, which is where we are, tornado watch or tornado warning. And I said, Bill, we're in a tornado warning. And he says, he kind of grumbles and he says, I don't hear anything. And I thought, well, did I read it wrong? So I said, no, I looked at it again. I said, it says we're in a tornado warning. And he said, well, are you sure it's not a tornado watch? And I said, well, let me refresh. So I backed out of it. I refreshed. I said, no, it's a tornado warning. And he said something about having to go to work the next day. And so I'm getting out of bed to head to check out the window to see, because why is it saying this, but there's no sirens going? And right as I'm getting over there by the window, the sirens kick on, which... I don't know that many people know about my fear of really bad tornado storms, and there's a long story attached to it. But so I hit him on the feet and I said, the sirens are going. We need to get downstairs. I'm grabbing Izzy. And so I grab her up and I'm like a linebacker. I got her in one arm underneath my armpit and I am carrying her and she's trying to figure out what's going on. And I'm kind of making my way. I have my hand out because there was no electricity. I couldn't see what was going on to head down to the basement. Well, instinctively, when I opened the door to the basement, I flipped the light and the power had come back on. And so I'm heading down, which is a good thing because everything is still a mess and tore up downstairs from the work in the man cave. And so I'm making my way, dodging and jumping with the dog. And I hear him get up. I mean, the sirens are going off. I've been telling him for like 5 minutes. I hear him get up, go check out the window. Then I thought he was going to the front door and checking out the window. And I'm yelling, Bill, get down here. He gets down there and he's grumbling about having to go to work in the morning. And we have a weather radio, but I hadn't taken it out of the box. I didn't have anything in it, so there's no use because I'm sitting there going like this trying to get the weather radio to go.
Charge, yeah.
To charge, and Bill's like, do you want me to turn the TV on? I mean, we have power now. I'm like, yes. So anyway, the whole point is my first concern was getting Izzy down the steps, and Bill could take his own sweet time if he wanted to,
Right.
but he was not awake and he was not having it, and he said a few choice words. So it was a funny thing that night because I'm pinging off the walls trying to get into the safety area, and he's just casually walking down, looking out at the light show. Anyway, I hope nobody suffered any damage, and it is a serious thing that's happening throughout our country right now. So be aware this is tornado season.
Yep.
All right. We ready to get going?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start with quickly. If you're new to the channel, please click subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube later. Comment, like, and share. If you share, you get into the drawing for the cards that we're going to make this week. I'll draw them next week. So here's the cards that we made. It was 2 weeks ago now because my stepdad had passed away, and so I had taken some time off there that day. So anyway, these will be that we'll be doing here for the drawing. And also be sure to sign up for my free email. It gives you the card recipe, the supply list, this video, and photos, and all the dimensions and everything that you could need if you wanted to make these cards. Okay. If you don't have a catalog, definitely let me know. Your best way for me to see it is if you put it in like a message to me, or if you put piccadilly.stampin@gmail.com, and then I can let you know. Give me your mailing address and I will send that to you. And if you're watching this later on YouTube, I have a link in my description to sign up for a free one. Okay, should we go to the drawing or should we do the cards first?
Do the cards.
Okay, so this was from Mary Jo. Isn't this pretty? I love that with that beautiful, I don't know if you can see it, but she's got this beautiful, it's like a shimmer paper behind here. It's gorgeous and so pretty. So thank you. I want to thank everyone who's reached out with sympathies for me and Bill and my mom and family. Very much appreciated. So thank you, Mary Jo, for this card. And this beautiful card is from France, and thank you so much, France. I appreciate that too. Gorgeous cards, ladies. So I'll set these to the side. So on to the drawing. Now we made this 2 weeks ago. This card was the scrap of this card here. So we used the scrapped piece, which is the opposite side of this piece that we cut out. So aren't they cute?
Oh, yeah.
All right. So where is
Woohoo!
the ticket bag? So here's the names, and thank you so much for drawing. And Bill, you want to reach in here, grab two, would you?
1, 2.
Okay.
Ooh, who do we got?
Who do we got?
Sherry Turner.
Okay,
Woo-hoo, from
Sherry.
Virginia.
Thank you, Sherry. I will get this in the mail with the other stuff for you.
And then Barbara Lucy. I think she's off of YouTube.
Barbara. Okay, Barbara's new. So, if you would send me a message either in email or right here on Facebook Messenger, I will grab your address and get this sent out to you. All right, let's get started. I want to bring the catalog back. You want to know why, Bill?
Because you're going to show us where the...
I'm going to show you what we're going to be using.
Yeah.
So this is a suite of products. So
Sweet deal.
So a suite has dies and stamp sets. There's 2 bundles. It's got an embossing folder. It's got some embellishments and some ribbon and some DSP of products that you can buy all together. These all coordinate together. So for those of you who know me, you know that I am really not into the muted stuff. I like bright, vibrant colors.
Yeah, when she showed me these cards, I was like, what?
I know.
No pop of color.
But the minute I saw this, I knew that this was something that I was going to have. This is really, really, really on trend with home decor right now, is this cottage core. I've heard some people call it like a granny style. And it is really, really popular in home decor. Not mine, of course, but it is popular in home decor. So let me just show you, because they have kind of the color palette posted up here at the top of the catalog. And then you see the beautiful brass pieces that they put in and golds that they coordinated in here. I really do actually like this, and I didn't think I'd like it as much as I did until I started playing with it. So you can find this on 52, 53, 54, and 55 in our catalog if you want to take a look at that. Well, let me show you. It comes with the 2 bundles, the Gallery Blooms. We're going to be using both bundles to make these cards. So the Gallery Blooms and the dies, and this one has some frame dies that go in it, and then the beautiful motifs and dies, and we will be using both of these also. So I'll just show you as we go. Here is the paper. Now, like I said, this is a very moody paper, but we're going to do kind of a feminine and a masculine card. So it's very kind of moody. So here's one of them that I'm going to do. And let's see. Isn't that pretty, though? Let me find the other one. Oh, this one, because this really fits this cottage core thing. Now, I'm actually going to be making cards. I'm not doing home decor. However, this is something that you could do home decor with. So let me set this. I guess there, that'll work. And then it does come with an embossing folder. However, for the projects that I'm making today, I chose a different embossing folder to use. The one that comes with is the Damask Designs embossing folder, but I'm going to be using the Plaster Painting 3D embossing folder for both projects today. Bill, I'm going to need you to do some die cutting.
All right, running the machine.
And I'm going to need you to do some embossing for me, okay?
That's right.
All right.
One's backwards.
What one's backwards?
The things on the left.
Well, turn it around.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah, just spin the card. There you go. He's right-handed, and he was like, So it was on the left-hand side. All right, let me grab the first card pack. So I'm going to be using some gold foil paper.
It's like a trip to the art museum.
It is a trip to the art museum, isn't it? So guess what color?
Beige! Woo!
We're going to be using basic beige for this card as the card base. I know. This is totally not my style, yet I would love to get these cards. I think they're really good. And we have to remember, just because something isn't my style, I still need to demonstrate so that everyone can see things that are offered. Now, here's that die cut that goes in. So it cuts like this, and you've got 2 frames. This is the pecan pie, and I'm going to get the take your pick tool here, if I can find it. Here we go. Oh, and for those of you who have been asking, Bill, do you want to step over here and throw your thumb or your finger into the picture so they can see
Do I need to?
he's healing up just fine. Yeah, he didn't want to get up, but see, it's all scabbed over. It's healing up great. He's doing wonderful. The way that picture that I took looked like it was in bad shape and he needed stitches, but there was no way. It cut the end of it off, and there was no, you couldn't, he'd have had a fold in his finger if he would have had a stitch put in there. So, no stitches. Okay, so this comes with 2 different sizes. Now, I'm going to use the small size for this demonstration. So, Bill, what I want to do is have you start off by running this through.
Okay.
And we're going to put this in. So this is one of those big embossing folders. And actually, I'm going to run this down a little bit. I wasn't sure what I would think about this embossing folder at first, but let me tell you, it has its place.
It does.
So, yeah. So we're going to set this stuff aside for the moment while he runs that through. And then, when you're done with that, Bill, can you take this piece? So this is from the Beautiful Motifs die set. The other one was from the Gallery Blooms die set. So I'm going to have you, oh, I thought this would fit. Maybe it won't. Here we go. Now this does not cut completely through, Bill. Okay. So don't worry about it. Just hand it to me. But make sure that that's goes through. Okay, let me show you this. So this is a 3D embossing folder, which is different than the one that comes with it, but it kind of gives like a grain to it, but it's really raised. It's exactly what I wanted for this project on the frame. Okay, now I want, where is it? I have a piece of Mossy Meadow, which fits really good with the colors that I'm using here. And so I want to cut this piece of 6x6 DSP, thank you, hun, down. And I really wanted this detail here of there's like a line that comes across on this page. So let's pull this out and let's see. Let's go 3 7/8 like this. And then, since I want this, I'm going to cut that bottom end out and 5 1/8 inch. Because I want this border to be about a 1/8 inch border. So we're going to set these aside. And I'm going to pull this out. I'm not going to need you for a moment. You're good.
Okay. I'm just sitting here.
He cut this out for me. Now, I want you to be aware, this cuts out, but it doesn't cut completely. So this is something that you can do for texture in the back of your stamps. We're not going to do that, and I'll show you that in a little bit.
So it doesn't, like some of the others, punch it out. That one didn't?
No, it's made to be like a background thing, but I'm going to use it because I want that flourish on here. I'll get to that in just a moment. I want to get this glued down. So I'm going to use my green glue. This is the Tombow. I should quit calling it green glue, but the Tombow liquid glue.
Tombow green glue.
Yeah. And we're going to hook this on. So what I want to do is I kind of want to spotlight the florals in this. Give me a minute here to get this straight. So I've got about a 1/8 inch border on here. And this print is on basic beige, and the florals are on basic beige. I knew you'd like that.
I like my beige.
So what I want to do is I don't want to...
That embossing, that background folder really works nice.
Yeah, it does. It goes through really nice.
No, but it came out nice.
Yeah, it did. So I want to make sure that this is lined up here. where you can see that detail, but I want a spotlight. I want the focus, since this is off center, I want the focus to really be on the florals. So I'm going to look at how this is set up, and I am going to bring in my silicone mat, just so that if I get glue around, I can clean that up very easily. And I'm just going to do a thin bead of glue kind of in the middle. I'm going to try to stay in the middle on here and just kind of spotlight these florals. But I want to make sure that I'm not covering that up, and I'm also giving it, so as you can see, it's a little wonky at the moment. I want to have the amount of space even with the lines that are on there. So set that down, and that gave me a minute to move that. Now we're going to bring in that basic beige. Have any of you seen this? Liked it? Didn't like it? What are your thoughts? Some people have it already?
Yep.
Yeah. See, this would not have normally. I actually passed up a few things that I wanted to do this because I knew that this was really popular right now, and I knew that there would be people who would really want to have some inspiration with this set. Okay, so you can see it coming alive. I've got my focal point stamped down glued down to my card base here. So basic beige. All right. So this doesn't have a whole lot of color, and you guys know me, I can't be without color. So I was thinking, how could I get this all colored up a little bit with some sparkles or something? And so I cut this because this is the one that I liked the best. I'm going to show you. There's this. I could have done greenery, but there's greenery on there, and I just liked this kind of,
that looks pretty.
Yeah, that kind of like filigree look to it, the swirly filament, or I don't know what I'm trying to say, whatever it is. And so it does catch in a few places, so you have to be kind of careful. You may have to snip. I like to pull. If you pull away instead of down or twist, you get usually an even break. So I pulled away and then unhook it here. And unhook it here, and then we got another one, so we're going to pull again. So there's one, and then I'm going to do this one. So we've got one here, so pull to the side. It's not as hard as it is when I'm on live, I'm telling you, because I'm usually, when I'm in my craft zone, I like to have my music on and going. And I don't know if you guys do, but that's me. Okay, so there's a few little pieces here that were left over, but I'm letting them go. I think this will be just fine. So we're going to pull that there. And I did want to use, I think it is, whoops, wrong one. This is the Thinking of You. So I have a piece, let's see, this is about a 1/2 inch by about 2 inches. So, let's see if I can do this. I will need my Stampin' Pierce mat. I think you get a better image when you stamp on this. So, and
well, that's what it's for.
Well, it's actually for
red
piercing.
Oh.
That's why it's called a Stampin' Pierce mat.
Oh.
So I'm going to take that Thinking of You, and I'm going to put this right into the Mossy Meadow. You did not know that, and I taught you something. Okay. I will stand up because, as you can see, I did a bill thing and kind of hulked that.
Hulked it. Boosh, boosh.
Okay, so placing it down, giving it a moment here for that ink to transfer. Mostly because I have problems with the dark inks, Stampin' Up's dark colored inks like the Mossy Meadow, my Blackberry Bliss. The color tends to kind of crystallize, and you have to use a spoon to kind of push that back down. And okay, so here's what I want to do and get that to kind of re-going. And it's because it's a intense color, or I know one of my Stampin' sisters will know how to answer that. So what I want to do before I glue this is I really like the floral. So I don't want to cover up the floral. I can cover up some of the leaves and stuff, but I don't want to cover up the floral. But what I was thinking is I would kind of put this like this and then have my sentiment come here, right? So kind of look at where where the placement is. Now I am going to give this just a little bit more glue because it is going to be going right here over that embossed piece. But I love the texture in this, and I love kind of, what's the word, bougie?
Bougie.
It looks, oh good, geez, you guys, ombre. I say ombre, and he's gonna do it. Doesn't matter what word I say, he's gonna. Okay, and then let's have this one just kind of coming down this way. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you like fun words, don't you?
I do.
Okay. So let's just go like that. Ta-da! Give that a moment to press that down. Now I will, you guys know, I will raise up the sentiment. Well, let's see. Will I? My goodness.
Well, it's time for a joke, I think.
You think so? You just couldn't wait, could you? Okay,
Nope.
go ahead. What's your joke?
When does a dad joke become a dad joke?
When a dad tells it?
Nope.
When it grows up?
Nope.
Okay, I don't know.
When it becomes a parent.
What?
A parent.
Oh, when it becomes a parent. You goofball. That was good. That was good. Okay, as I said, part of the suite came with some beige ribbon. It also comes with these pressed flower motifs. Let me just tell you, when you take them out, don't do it on camera. Do it very gently. Remember when
That's
these
right.
went all over the floor? Okay, so this comes with it. So I'm going to go ahead and... It is funny. That one was a good one, Bill.
Hi, Maddie.
Hi, Madison. I hope you're feeling better. So I'm going to take a few of these and just put them kind of around the sentiment. And it's just a really simple card, but it has texture. It's got depth. I mean, just the little extras that come on this, so stinking cute, right? So this is really good because, I mean, I think with,
Careful.
what, oh yeah,
Putting them back in, you might
poke an
blow
eye
all
out.
over the floor again.
Yeah. If anyone watched my product reveal, that was hilarious. I was finding them for a while. Okay, so I got those put away. We won't use those next time. All right, so this is card number 1. Just simple, to the point. It's a nice thinking of you. This could be male or female, quite honestly. I happen to like the floral, and I think that's a little more feminine. So the next card that I chose, using the same 2 stamp sets, I used the dies with this.
Same suite.
Suite of products, yes. I use this die again, only this time we're going to use the larger one. And I chose more of a masculine because I wanted to show you this set has feminine and masculine cards in it, or capabilities. Let me move this to the side. Okay, so let me find, here we go.
Oh, I get to run the machine again.
Yep, you get to run the machine again. So let me pull this one out of the thing. So this is our Secret C. I just want you guys to know that this is a true navy. So we have Night of Navy, and Night of Navy is brighter than this. This is an actual true navy. And I didn't think I'd like it till I started using it because I usually like the brights, you know. So let's do this card base. Now, when you are looking at this scene, what's the most important part that you see in that? Bill's leaning over. What do you see?
The boats.
The boats. That's what I thought too. So you've got the Secret Sea, and you've got the pecan pie, and you've got the basic beige in this, and that kind of makes up the shore, the water, the sky, and the boats, right? So that's pretty. So when I look at that, obviously, pretty Bob Rossi. So I want to use the bigger one, and I'm going to go ahead again, Bill, and I'm going to ask you, we're going to do the same thing. Now, this is not beige. I want to point out, see the difference? This is the very vanilla. So I'm doing that because...
So it's not beige.
It's not beige. Right. Goofball. I'm doing this because I feel like it gives a little... when I put the beige up on here, it was just too drab. I wanted more of a pop. So I'm doing very, very vanilla. But obviously, you do what you want to do. When I go through, this is made to look like a frame. So obviously, it's got the little mitered edges here. But when you run it through, you might not have that depending on how it runs through. To me, that was okay. I liked the texture with this so much better. So I'm not going to be using the smaller one. We're going to put that aside. And I'm going to figure out how to cut this. And Bill, just hold on to that for a second before you hand it off to me, okay? So I want to get... Oh, you know what? I guess I need it. Never mind. I want to get the picture to where it looks like what I want it to look like. And I want to see where this fits in the frame. So sometimes you have to... Okay, can you put that back in there for me? And then put it into that thing. Okay, so here's... Yeah, you just put it in there. And then place it in there. We have to work on his training, right?
That's right.
So...
There.
there. So I want to look at where I want this. Can I have it all the way to the edge like this when I'm cutting it down? Do I need to have it here? It depends on what you like. I think I'm fine with saving it to this area going right up to the edge, but I don't want to have it. I want to be able to glue it on without it showing through. Now this size of this is not going to be the perfect rectangular. It is a perfect rectangle, but it's not. I'll show you when we get to the card. I'm trying to go faster than I need to. Okay, so I want to make sure that I'm getting the right bit, and I think I am. So I'll go 3.5 here on this piece, and then by 5 1/8. Now I want this side, so I want to cut on that side. So 5 1/8, like so. Let me make sure I did this right before I walk away. I have a tendency on lives there. So this is what I wanted to highlight, and it's not showing through. And I just love how simple these cards can be because it's really being taken care of by the DSP. Okay, so we're going to do this again. I want this to be a little more on the inside because this is smaller than the size. I could have just measured the size of the rectangle, but instead I wanted to not have anything show through, so it's just a hair smaller. So that's why I've got it closer to the edge. Still gives us a minute to run this around, but you definitely want your silicone craft sheet. And we'll give that a good press. Isn't this adorable? I just think this is so... Now this to me can be masculine and feminine. So it's hooked on. It's not the best hookup that I've done, but it's hooked on. And you're not seeing it out the edge, so I'm saying that that was a success. Let's go ahead and adhere this down. To our card base.
Yeah. You know, they've been mentioning it in the comments, but this is a great time to sign up.
Oh, it is. If you just want to be a discount shopper, if you want to start a business, it doesn't matter to Stampin' Up. They are more than happy to have discount shoppers as well as people who want to earn a little extra income like I do. So pretty easy, right? So I have a piece of very vanilla again because I want the inside to match the outside. And I'm going to take this piece that was left over and I'm just going to adhere this down.
Really?
So that I can get, I'm going to flip it over though, so that I can get some of that color, that pecan pie color right into my card. Yeah, pecan pie.
Oh.
Pecan. I don't know how people say it. It makes me nervous to say it now because I say it wrong to some people and other people it's just fine. So however you say it, it's...
How all you say.
How all ya? You're funny.
I'm trying to be.
Oh, okay. So if you haven't already, be sure to like, comment, and share this video to your social media so that you can win one of these cards next week.
That's right.
Okay, so that is how, when you've got that dark inside, this one doesn't have a dark inside, so you can either stamp something if you want to, but this one does. You want to have something in there so that you can write on, unless you've got a white jelly pen or something. All right, so now we're at the fun part with this. We can decorate this up.
All the bling.
All the bling. So what I chose is this die cut. It's just a little piece of greenery, and I cut it out twice in Lost Lagoon because this goes very well, but it's not like stark green, but it goes very well with this color combination. And I'm going to use some of the gold twisted thread. And let's just do a, let's see. I like to straighten mine. I don't know about you guys, but I like to straighten it a little bit. Let's take some seal here, some of our Stampin' Seal, because the liquid glue would be a little too
much.
Too much. Yeah, it'd get all over the place. And let's put a little down. And then what I like to do is maybe take my fingers, 3 or 4, it just depends on how big this is. So let's try 4 to start. And I spread it apart a little bit. So 1, 2, 3. Let's see what this looks like. I'm going to pinch it up in the center. Just pinch that up in the center. And let's kind of lay this. It's already too big. I don't like it. So I'm going to try to move this. I'm going to do a twist here. Take up a little bit of room so it's not going off the edge of my card. There we go.
Doing the twist.
Doing the twist. That's right. And maybe that was still, maybe I would do 3. Let me see how this is going to look. Actually, I don't have this part done, so let's do this part next. So this is a little leftover of the pecan pie. And what I want to do is we're
embossing.
It's like you are on it, right? I'm going to use a little Versamark, and we're going to do the thank you for everything. And I'm going to ink this up. I should get my Stampin' Pierce mat. You just get a better image because there's a little cush behind it. So,
well, that glass tends to flex a little bit.
Let's see, about there. I hope I did that in the right spot. If not, I can redo it. That's not too bad. Let's go with that.
Let's go.
And I want to
use.
How about gold?
Gold? Mm-hmm. I haven't seen that one in a while.
No, you haven't. So, I like to store mine in these little, I don't know, disposable.
Glad.
Yeah, Rubbermaid something, yeah. And I'll just put a little gold on there. tap off the excess. Do I have that covered? It looks like I do. Now, gold tends to burn easy, so when you're using your heat tool, you definitely either want to come from underneath or you want to... I like to come from underneath because I don't like it to move the powder around, right? So we'll go like this, and hopefully the magic will start here. There we go. We're getting some of it.
Shine! Wow! Awesome! You see it just come right across the page.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Good. Well, that's why I do it this way. So, for those of you who follow me, you know that I don't really measure things. I use scraps and I just kind of wing it. So we're going to do that. But for those of you who need that, it looks like I'm going to cut this about 1 inch, and I'll know with the trimmer if that is going to work or not for me. Yeah, not bad. Okay, so 1 inch. And then I'm also going to be really naughty. I think I probably could have got that in 3/4 of an inch if you want to do closer, but I'm going to use a retired product. We do not sell this product, so don't come at me.
Oh,
but this is, yeah, but this is so much easier for me than it is to, let's see, here we go, than to try to cut them off on my own. Okay, I did a just horrendous job at that, but it's going to work. It's going to be fine. So what I want to do is I want to have this kind of off to the side, and I think I am going to, let's see, do I have any new ones? I want new ones.
Well, those are newer to a point.
Yeah.
There is a bunch missing.
Yeah, but...
To you, that's...
I wanted a full one here.
That's like a day's work.
A day's work. Some days, I tell you. So, okay. So, let's see. I'll do that on here. But wait. Let's see.
Whimsical.
Isn't it cute, though?
Yeah.
You just kind of can see.
People are liking it.
Oh, good. I'm glad you guys like it. Then you can come in if you know where you want. And I think I do. I'm going to come in with these little flourish greeneries here. And I'm just going to kind of have them going one this direction with a glue dot, and then one this direction with a glue dot, just to add a little interest in this one. And then I've got my dots figured out, so I can just come right in here. Do I like it there? Let's do that. We'll do this one. Okay.
Wow.
You like that?
Awesome.
Now, the one thing that I'm going to change up is instead of using the flowered motif, you guys know how much I love my flat sequins. I love them. This is the neutral adhesive back sequins. These are one of my favorites. I feel like you can do a lot with silver, gold, copper. I just feel like you can do a lot with it. And so I stock up on...
I'm liking the cards.
Yeah, they're just...
Boy, there's a lot of people sharing.
Oh, thank you so much, everyone. So let's just do the same thing. Let's just hook these on, and I'll do a smaller one, maybe right in here where you can see it. And I think I'll do a smaller one again right there. So they're simple cards, really. It was more kind of telling you what I was doing than anything, because I know a lot of you. Now, if there's new stampers, definitely say hello. Talk to this group, because these are some really experienced stampers. But here's the cards that we did tonight. So these will be for next week. So be sure to share. And if you don't have your settings, if you've got very locked down settings, you need to type share in the comments so that I know that you shared, because Facebook won't tell me anymore who shared if you've got privacy settings set. So here is this. Let me pull this back out. this is, again, a suite of products.
It's a sweet
It
deal.
is the Beautiful Gallery Suite Collection. And for everything, if you were to purchase everything in the collection, it's $139.25. USA, of course. If we're having some people watch from other countries, you'll have to check it out with your demonstrator in your coordinating country. But it is a beautiful suite. And see, they show you these three. These will cut out, but these three don't cut out. That's why they're shown the way they are, so that you can use them for like backgrounds and little details on
Wow.
Those
look nice.
Thank you. And the samples on here are wonderful because you can do that cottage core. Just this one, they just have a gold frame that they put some of the DSP, and that's it. You can do that cottage core look if you like that look, and for home decor. I think it's gorgeous. I hope you guys do too. These were fun to make, and they were really, really simple. So let me grab my things. Remember to like, comment, and share.
Really
Subscribe.
Sales.
Yes.
We appreciate the sales.
Now, sign up for that email. It's free. I give my card recipes away for free unless they're a card kit that I'm doing, but all of my demonstrations are free. And then there is a starter special. So if you are interested in joining the Stampin' Up! Team, you do not have to sell to your friends and family. You do not have to recruit people. It's not like that at all. And there's no obligation. You don't have to stay with it once you sign up. If you say, okay, I'm done, you're just done. You just don't order anymore. But your first kit, this is the highest rated one I have seen, costs $99 here in the US, and you get $165 worth of product. And you can get like, one of the benefits of being a demonstrator is you get to purchase products before they go live to the public. You get to see things. You get a demonstration. Stampin' Up! Shows you how to use things and how to make things. You're a part of my fabulous team. And I'm telling you what, because a lot of my team is watching here, they are fabulous. And there is an artisan contest coming up, and I would love it if some of my talented team members would join up for that, because you guys are very, very good. So that's what I had tonight. Was there any questions, Bill?
Nope.
Any comments?
One comment: you could be your own best customer.
You can. All you have to do is discount shop. If you like getting a discount every time you shop, become a demonstrator. Let me just tell you that not only do you get a discount, every time we're given a customer discount, say there's a 10% off, we get that discount on top of our discount too. So if you just want to stock your craft room, this is the way to go. Become a demonstrator. I will hook a link in the description so that if anyone wants to join my team, they can. If you have any questions to me and want to know like the ins and outs, please let me know. I'm more than happy to answer it. It may not be for you. That's fine. I need customers too. Speaking of which, all of these products are available on my online store. We certainly appreciate all orders from everyone. So take care, everyone. We'll be back next week. 7 p.m. Central, and for another demonstration. Have a great evening.
That's right. Goodbye.
Bye.